is coming off a 24-21 loss at Tennessee State, but a lot of positives came out of that ball game.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have with us our special guest, Josh Isaiah. He is our starting linebacker. He is named the CAA Defensive Player of the Week this week, so congratulations to him. Our other special guest is Braxton Thomas, our quarterback. Completed 11 of 13, 169 yards. Threw a touchdown pass and ran for one, so very good game from him. This week, North Carolina A&T goes down to UCF to play the Golden Knights, 7 p.m. start. It'll be our first Power 4 game. It will be our first Power 4 opponent that is not an ACC school. We played Power 4s before, but never outside of the ACC. But let me introduce the man you all came to see. He is our head coach, Mr. Shawn Gibbs.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Obviously, sitting up here today disappointed. I feel like Saturday we let one slip away. We had a chance to win that ball game, but we failed to execute when it mattered most. I was, however, proud of the way that the guys fought and competed. They never gave up. Looked like some of them wanted to on the sideline. But now we got enough guys that refused to give up, so the team didn't give up. We had some bright spots. I think Braxton came in off the bench, ready to go, had a really good day. I think we were able to do some good things, but, ultimately that game came down to coaching, clock management. I didn't have them prepared, so I got to get better. And as long as these guys keep fighting, we'll have a chance. I'm encouraged by what I saw from this team. But if we can just get a little bit better coaching, then we'll be able to win some games this year. There's no such thing as a moral victory in this program. We let one get away, period, point blank, and we can't do that. Winning is hard enough, so we can't do that. We got to take North Carolina A&T off the schedule. That's through making mistakes and through bad coaching.
Coach, after watching the film, were you able to identify what broke down on that last field goal?
I ain't need to watch the film to see that. I saw that on the field. Got our butt kicked up front. The game was on the line, and they lined up somebody across from us, and we got our butt kicked. That's what happened.
So you don't think the height of the kick had anything to do with it?
I mean, I don't think when you get knocked 2-3 yards in the backfield that the height of the kick really matters. It was penetration. The guy was standing in the backfield. The kick was low, but when it's a kick that's a little bit further out, the trajectory is going to be low naturally. But, if we stop those guys at the line of scrimmage like we're coached to do, then that's not an issue.
What lessons are you taking away from that loss that you're sharing with the team?
Well, we got to make chicken. We made tofu. That wasn't chicken. We say stop the run. We gave up. And then when you look at it, we gave up I think it was like 250 yards of total offense. 193 came on 3 plays. An 82-yard pass where we just simply didn't cover the guy. We knew we were supposed to cover, we didn't. And 2 50-plus yard runs where it was just a guy that wasn't where he was supposed to be. You take those 3 plays away, that's 59 yards total offense against a team that's coming off a conference championship and a playoff berth. So, but that's what matters. Those 3 plays, that's what wins and loses games. So we got to get back to making chicken. We can't allow people to run the football on us. We can't turn the ball over. And then, when we put the ball on the ground, they recovered it. They had quite a few. I think they had 3 fumbles. They recovered theirs. So, we didn't do a good job of taking the ball away either. And then in the kicking game, it came down to the kicking game. We got a kick blocked. So we gotta get back to making chicken. I think they understand that's how you win. We can't make tofu no more, and we can't beat A&T and our opponent. We'll never be that good, and especially, this week when you're playing a Power 4 opponent like UCF. If you give them what we gave Tennessee State, it'll get ugly. So, we got to fix. We got a lot to fix.
What was kind of the thinking behind having Braxton step in at QB, and do you kind of foresee him being the starter for this week's game, or is it kind of going to be interchangeable?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be in this program where every week is a competition. I think Braxton did earn the opportunity to start this week. And like I said before, I trust both of those guys. I think both of those guys are good quarterbacks. I think both of them can win football games. So when Champ was struggling, I didn't hesitate at all to go to Braxton because I believe he's a winner and he can play. He's a competitor, and he stepped up.
What do you kind of view as those keys for this week against UCF?
Definitely can't beat ourselves. We got to, make chicken. We got to stop the run, protect the football, win a kicking game. We also got to eliminate explosives. We can't allow these guys to have one-play scoring drives and get chunks of 60 and 70 yards. We got to make them earn it. And if you make people earn it, you give yourself a chance because, generally offenses are going to make a mistake at some point. It's hard to go 8-10 plays consistently. So if we can make them do that, eventually they're going to make a mistake and we'll give ourselves a chance. But we can't beat ourselves. We got to take ourselves off the schedule. We got to make sure that we're executing. We got to do all the things that don't require talent, like communicating. And if we can do those things, then we'll have a chance. And that's all you can ask for is a chance.
Yeah, and I saw on social media that the team is now wearing a Greensboro 4 decal on their helmets. Why did they kind of want to do that?
A&T 4. Because we wanted to show respect to the A&T 4. And we got another decal on our white helmets. It's a little state of North Carolina with A&T in the middle. And Kevin Dorsey is the one, he provided those for us. But we talked and wanted to do something unique. And we felt like honoring the A&T 4 would be something that nobody else in the country can have on the front of their helmets because we're the only ones. So we want to honor their legacy.
What does that symbol just mean to the team?
Well, the A&T 4 were 4 young freshmen that changed the world. And that's what I'm trying to get our guys to understand. Like, we're trying to change this program. And it doesn't matter what classification you are. You got to step out on faith, go to work. And if we do that, we can change the trajectory of this program.
As far as those long runs in the second half, seemed like obviously the momentum of the game changed on those breakout runs. Was that just run fits and linebackers' eyes in the wrong place? Looked like in the films that you saw?
100%. 100%. We knew exactly when it happened on the field, like who wasn't where they were supposed to be. When you got guys like Coach Jones, he led the country in rush defense at Fort Valley last year in Division II. Coach Cord has been stopping the run for years. So we know exactly where guys are supposed to be. And when it hit, we knew who didn't do their job. And, ultimately, but again, that's not on them. That's on me. I got to get them coached up. They're playing hard. They're giving the effort, but we got to get them to buy into doing everything right all the time. Those 3 plays cost us. Again, you take those 3 plays out of the 82-yard touchdown pass and 50-yard run, I think a 61-yard run. They had 59 yards of total offense, and that's a heck of a game for anybody. But that's what we got to get back to. But absolutely, our coaches recognized immediately what the problem was.
As far as you were very open last press conference. You said you were expected to play both quarterbacks, and you did. But as far as, I guess, the mechanics of knowing when to put one guy in, can you kind of give your thought process on when you felt comfortable sliding one guy in and out, doing it through the same drive sometimes?
Well, but some of that is, we feel like a certain quarterback can execute a play that we're trying to run better. So, that's already in the game plan. And we had already planned on playing both of those guys. But when we saw that Champ was struggling and turning the ball over, now we know people are going to make mistakes. So, I don't want guys to go out there and think that you can't make a mistake, but can't make 2 or 3 of them. So, once we got to 2, I said it's time to give, Braxton his opportunity. And he went in there and played really well for us.
He actually went back in the game in the second half. I think Braxton got a cramp.
Yeah.
And he looked like a little more settled down. Did you see that too from Champ?
Yeah, absolutely. Champ is composed. He's a composed guy. He had a bad day. Made some bad plays. I don't know anybody that's never had a bad day. So, like I told him, I still believe in you, and your teammates still believe in you. But this is a team. So your bad day can't lead to us having a bad day. So if you're having a bad day, we got to go with somebody that can give us a chance, the opportunity to win.
And obviously, it was Braxton Thomas who came in and led the comeback. I guess, what did you see from him as far as that leadership, that composure during those last 2 drives?
He's a competitor. Looked in his eyes. You can see he's got a burning desire to compete. He wants to be great. He knows that he can be great. And you know, and the talent is there. I mean, he's got arm talent. He's a big kid that's way faster than you think. He tried to run somebody over, drop his shoulder. You know, so he's a fiery competitor. And you know, I think the best is yet to come.
Was the plan, I guess, when you got down, I think you were in the 40 with 50-some seconds left, worse than 10, this last drive I'm talking about, was the plan just to be a little bit safe and set up for the field goal?
No, but that again, that's on me because I didn't communicate effectively to the coordinator. My plan is always going to be to win. I don't play for no ties, but you know, we ran the ball. And we didn't have a play ready to go right after that. So some time started burning. So I said, we got to call the timeout. And so we called a timeout. Then we took a shot. And then that shot was on 3rd down. We tried to hit a Monty on the slot fade. And, you know, that we didn't complete that. So at that point, now we got to go for the tie. But I'm not a tie guy. I want to try to win. So that's what I mean. That's poor clock management, poor communication. By me. That's something I got to improve, make sure that we're on the same page. But, you know, we're all growing. A lot of us, this is the first time we've ever worked together. So we might not know each other. Like Coach Jones and I, you know, we've been together 3 years now. So I know what he's going to say. He knows what I'm going to say beforehand. Coach McGee and I, we'll get better. I'll do a better job of communicating and getting us on the right page. But, yeah, I wanted to go down and try to win the game. Especially in the position that we're in now. Like what do we got to lose? We're playing with house money. Let's go win it, baby. So, yeah, I just got to do a better job.
Coach, you said that you saw in enough of your players an energy that they refuse to lose. What in their body language or in their actions did you see that really told you that?
Well, I always believe you can look in a man's eyes and see what he's about. You know, like I tell the captains when we go out for pregame coin toss, look them in their eyes. They look away, you know you got them. And they didn't flinch. That's what I saw. I looked in their eyes. They didn't flinch. They were ready to go, and they kept fighting. It would have been easy to give up, especially what we've been through the past couple of years. It'd be easy to quit. And we're not going to do that anymore. And I'm just proud of the way that they kept fighting. Now we just got to play better, and we got to coach better. And if we do those 2 things, then we'll get some victories.
You know, of course, in every football game, there's close calls and, you know, some decisions that you probably want to look at again. How does that work as far as challenging plays? Do you have an ability as a coach to challenge?
Well, actually, I ended up yelling at one of the players on the sideline. I think if you remember, I don't know, it was earlier in the game, but Monty had a catch on the sideline, and they kept telling me to challenge it. But I've talked to the officials before the game. When you're playing a game like that, they review every play. So a lot of times when you see the officials standing over the ball and it looks like they're holding things up, they're giving review a time to look at it and see if it's worth reviewing. So they're trying to keep you from using a challenge. But you can call a timeout and use a challenge. But I didn't see a situation during the game where I felt like I needed to do that because they do a great job of communicating with you. They're like, Coach, they're looking at it right now. So that's what the holdup is.
I know there was one time near the goal line where it looked like you might have gotten in and they kind of blew the play dead. That wasn't anything you reviewed, I think.
Coach Barlow wanted to review Braxton's touchdown. He was trying to review that, but no, I didn't. We had a good crew out there. They did a great job of communicating, and that makes games go a lot smoother when you have officials that communicate effectively with you. And, you know, they got a hard job themselves, but you know, they had us informed of every situation, so there's no need to challenge anything.
And obviously this week, you know, you're going up against a team that has a payroll. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So what are your goals? I know you want to win every week, but do you use this as an opportunity to evaluate a little bit more than maybe another FCS opponent?
Well, I mean, I want to win. I don't care who we play. Our goal is to win the football game. This does, however, present some unique challenges to us. I mean, they have players on their team that make more than our coaches. So and this will be the most talented team that we play, without a doubt. So if we can go down there and hang around with these guys and make it a game late in the fourth quarter, we'll have a chance to win. And then I think it's a good gauge to let our guys know if we can play with these guys, we can play with anybody on our schedule. Of course, they're going to have more resources and all that stuff, but they can only put 11 people on the field at one time, same as us. So we just got to go out and play our game, not back down, not be afraid, and try to shake up the world.
Obviously, playing in Central Florida, last time you were down with Alabama A&M was a hot, real humid game. Saw Braxton Thomas cramping this past weekend. How do you, from a preparation standpoint, prepare to not have those cramps and be ready for the heat?
Well, we got to start hydrating today, making sure we're eating the right things. We have a dietitian, Molly, and our strength coach, Coach Harbor, that do a great job. So, a lot of the stuff that leads to cramps is stuff that's done away from the facility. We got to make sure we're putting the right things in our body. We got to make sure that we're eating, hydrating, and if we do that, then we'll be okay. But it's going to be smoking down there in the bounce house. It's hot in Orlando. My wife's family lives down there, so I know how it is, and it's just something we're gonna have to deal with. But I don't foresee that being a problem if we do the things we need to do starting today.
Anything else for Coach?
One more, Coach, and two more. Can you explain to people who might not understand what RBU is, and is that shirt available for purchase in the bookstore?
It's not available for purchase in the bookstore. I wish I would have brought the card, but this was a gift from Mo Smith. RBU, that's what we call ourselves here in A&T. We started that, well, it might have been before that, but I think it was maybe 2017 or something like that. Because of the rich legacy of running backs that we have here, we feel like we're second to none as far as the legacy of running backs. So everybody, and this is exclusive, everybody can't get this. You got to be a member of RBU to get it. We might put some on sale later for the general public, but it's for all the guys that played the position. They've done a good job of providing the shirts for them. I've got a couple of these. I asked Mo because I saw Shamik Blizzard with one on. I said, Blizz, where did you get that? I need one. And then I saw Mo at practice, and he said, I'll bring you some over, and they dropped some over. Next time I come, I'm gonna bring the card of the girls who make this because it's really high quality. It's really good stuff. And I wear it underneath my shirt pregame. Like this is well, I ain't gonna say it's good luck because it wasn't this one, but this it's gonna be the one that I wear under my game gear every day.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, next up, he had 10 tackles, 5 unassisted, 3 for loss, and he had an interception that led to a touchdown. Our starting linebacker, Mr. Joshua Isaiah.
Good evening. My name is Joshua Isaiah. I'm a linebacker, junior, kinesiology major from Charlotte, North Carolina. And we didn't get the result that we wanted this past weekend, but we're working to fix the little things that can help us win, and we're excited for the next week of preparation and go to UCF and win.
From a player's perspective, what do you focus on this week to prepare for the next game and as you progress in the season?
For me personally, just watching film, seeing what they do offensively in their schemes, how they would try to take advantage of what we do defensively, and just leading my team each and every day, and working hard and trying to get a win.
How would you kind of describe the impact that Braxton made when he was able to come
Definitely, he had a huge impact on the game. He brings he's a different type of quarterback, mobile. He could throw. You know, we see it in practice, so it was a surprise to me. But he definitely had a huge impact on the game.
We talked to Coach about the A&T 4 decal on the helmet. What does that symbol kind of mean to you?
Well, when Coach first got here, he talked about Aggie pride and make sure that was instilled in us. And that decal is just another representation of what we need to do. They put the hard work in, the sacrifice for a civil rights movement. So we need to put the hard work and the sacrifice to win games for our school.
Josh, I know you primarily was an edge rusher a lot last year. Now you moved to the inside. What was that transition like this last game?
Well, I've been playing inside linebacker my whole life. I played in high school, played a little bit last year. So it was an adjustment, but not too much of an adjustment. I just play football. I've been doing this since I was 6 years old, so that's all it is.
Were you responsible for the calls, or you didn't have the calls out there?
No, Coach Jones and Coach Core make all the calls. We just make checks on the field to certain formations.
The size of Tennessee State, they had some big guys out there. Just talk about competing against them guys, and what was it like?
I mean, honestly, size doesn't worry me too much. They put their pants on the same way we put our pants on. We play the same game. Like Coach said, they got 11 people out there. We have 11 people out there. So size doesn't worry me at all. Just go out there and play football.
What are some ways that you step up and lead on the field?
To lead on it? Okay. Well, one motto we preach is something bad happen, keep playing. Something good happen, keep playing. And when we went down 2 touchdowns, whatever it was, just keep playing. Coach Core, he did a great job motivating us, keeping us together, and just telling my guys, let's go. Let's get one stop at a time, and let's see what happens.
Can you describe your interception? What was your initial read and reaction?
Honestly, I credit the D-line, Marquise Hood. He really got pressure on the quarterback. All I did was drop straight back, look for a receiver across the middle. It was an air pass, and I just caught the ball, honestly. So credit to my D-line.
Anything else from Mr. Isaiah? Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Final special guest, 11 of 13, 169 yards, a touchdown, also ran for one. Quarterback Braxton Thomas.
How y'all doing today? I'm Braxton Thomas. I'm a redshirt freshman out of Sarasota, Florida, and I play quarterback. And I just thank you for having me up here today. I'm looking forward to answering all questions.
You had a handful of snaps you played a handful of games last year. How much slower did the game feel this past weekend from what you remember last year?
It felt a lot slower for sure. I'm just thankful for the opportunities I had last year to get my feet wet, so I wasn't just out there. I just felt a lot more comfortable this year. Slowed down for sure, but that just came from a lot of time in the meeting room with Coach McGee, just understanding defenses more and what they're trying to do.
Been competing this whole fall camp with not only Champ Long but also KJ White. When did your understanding of what your game role is going to be for this game, when did it get presented to you?
Coach told me on Sunday that they were going to roll with Champ to start the game, and he just told me I was still going to be in the game plan. I was going to have a couple of quarterback design runs, and I was just preparing for that, but at the same time just being ready for anything, still understanding the game plan completely through and through and what Tennessee State will do defensively.
When Coach ultimately turned to you and said, okay, now it's your turn to kind of get out there and take some snaps? What was kind of going through your mind?
Just make an impact on the game. I think one of my first polls, their defensive end, number 7, he was making a bunch of plays prior to the game or prior to before I got in. So one of my earlier snaps, I pulled the ball down and I tried to run through his face. And I stood up, I had a couple things to say to him, but that's just what I bring. I think just a fiery, just edge to me. And I just wanted to get in and make an impact.
Is there a professional player that you like to watch and kind of model your game after?
Yeah, I have a couple. Jalen Hurts, just because I've grown up being an Alabama fan, and ever since, even after he left, I've just followed him when he was at Oklahoma, seeing him take leaps in his game, and even now with the Eagles, just continuing to make leaps. And then also Joe Burrow with the Bengals, just the poise he plays with his calmness, but his quiet confidence at the same time. And then up to recently, Cam Ward. Just the same thing, his poise, his calmness, and just his arm talent and his ability to extend plays. I try to model my game after them, those three.
So how often do you kind of watch the film on these players or on yourself as well?
I watched it a lot after spring ball ended, and just over the summer, I watched a lot of Miami tape. I watched the whole season against everyone they played, just how Cam Ward moves around a whole lot. And it also – but yeah, I just watched a lot of them this summer.
Is it tough as a quarterback to platoon, to know that's another guy who might, when you're kind of cooking, might step in and get his own little package of plays? Or how does that, the psyche of a quarterback, how does that feel?
Just depends on the guy, but I think we have a great room of quarterbacks, so we all kind of just this is every day, whether we're in the meeting room or we're on the practice field, we kind of just bank questions off of each other, like, what'd you see here? What made you go and do this? So I think we just have a great room of guys who, like, build off of each other and support each other, and we just want the best outcome for the team.
Those last 2 drives, did you have a message to your teammates in the huddle, up on the field?
Yeah, we just got to put it together one play at a time. Throughout the entire game, we just didn't execute really. We started behind the chains. We didn't stay on schedule, and that just made it harder for us to execute on base downs, base plays, being behind the sticks, 1st and 15, 2nd and long. It just makes the job harder for Coach McGee, and it makes the defensive calls easier. They were able to just rush 4 and drop 7 guys at the sticks, play a bracket, cover 3.
I wanted to ask you about the A&T 4 logo. What did that kind of symbol mean to you with it being on the helmet?
Yeah, I didn't see it till right when we got to the stadium on our helmets, and it means a lot just knowing the history that not only they bring to this university, but the country, just the impact they were able to have, and just what it means to be an Aggie and just living off of Aggie pride. And I think this staff has done a great job with that ever since they got here in the winter, just teaching us the history of A&T, like legends, single season record holders. And I think it just means a lot too that we have alumni on the staff, Coach Jones, Coach McCray, who have done it, who have been here, who have won Celebration Bowls for us, and who have just been successful. So they just they've taught us the culture.
The long touchdown pass to Monty Jones. Describe what's going on there.
We had just a 4-verse concept on, and they started it with a middle field open coverage, and then post snap they rolled to a middle field closed, and that kind of changed up my read a little bit. And then I got pressure from the right, was just able to evade that and extend the play and keep my eyes downfield, and I found Juice, and he's gonna catch the ball for me every time. I got all confidence in him, and he just made a play for me.
Also, one of your receivers, Michael Williams in the big game. Just describe his performance.
Yes, sir. That's my guy, Mike. He's my roommate. So, and we've been throwing a whole lot ever since he got here. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to play. He got injured for us last year, but just our chemistry. He stepped up. This was his first collegiate game. I think he had 3 catches for 30-something yards, averaging 10 yards a catch, just moving the sticks. He's a reliable guy, hands catcher. He's a physical threat as well. He's 6'3", 190. He can run good routes, and I think just across the whole receiver room, we're gonna outmatch a lot of teams this year with Javon Dillard, number 5 on the outside, J-Mo, and even guys on the inside like EK, Juice, and Cortez Lane.
And then the challenge of playing against Central Florida this week, Power 14, they have a payroll, like I said. But as a player, if you want to play at the next level, these are the kind of games that scouts evaluate you for against this type of competition. How you prepare for this game, sir?
Preparing it like the same way I prepare for any other game, just getting up to the facility, to the coach's office early, meeting with coach, and just watching film, understanding their game plan. They have a new defensive coordinator. He's coming from Wisconsin, and they're going to be they're play a lot of quarters, cover 4. So we're just going to try to game plans, find their weaknesses, and just every day at practice, see how we got to have complete focus across the entire team, especially offensively, just knowing your assignment and executing it. And if we do that, we'll surprise a lot of people.
There'll be some of a homecoming for you when you have a lot of family and friends in attendance.
Yes, sir. I have about 10 to 15 family members coming, and then some old coaches from my high school that are trying to get up to the game. Any other questions?
Thank you, Braxton. All right, we're going to transition to our internet show. We got some refreshments in the back. Next week, we'll be back over in the Student Center, so join us there on Monday. Thank you so much.